If you're listening to this video right now, chances are your digestive system has been slowly changing over time. This is not something that happened overnight. Maybe you remember a time when your body felt predictable, when bowel movements happened without effort, and when digestion was not something you thought about every day. Now, things feel different. Movements may be less frequent, smaller, or incomplete. You may feel bloated, heavy, or uncomfortable even when you eat carefully. And perhaps the most frustrating part is that you have already tried many common solutions with little lasting success. Fiber, teas, magnesium, probiotics, laxatives, and cleanses may help briefly, but the problem always seems to return. What you are experiencing is extremely common after the age of 50, and it is not because your colon is dirty, damaged, or failing. It is because the communication system that controls digestion has weakened. After midlife, digestion no longer responds well to force. It responds only to clear, well-timed signals. Most people are taught to think of constipation as a blockage problem. The image that comes to mind is a pipe that is clogged and needs to be pushed clear. This way of thinking leads people to add more bulk, stronger stimulants, or harsher cleanses. But the colon is not a passive pipe. It is a living, intelligent muscular organ that responds to messages from the nervous system. When those messages are weak, delayed, or confused, movement slows down or stops, even when stool is soft. That is why so many people say, "I do not feel blocked, things just do not move." This is an extremely important clue. It tells us the problem is not mechanical. It is neurological and functional. In other words, it is a software problem, not a hardware problem. To understand how to restore normal movement, you must understand how a bowel movement is supposed to happen. The colon relies on coordinated muscle waves called peristalsis. These waves do not occur randomly. They are triggered by signals from the stomach and coordinated by the nervous system, particularly through the vagus nerve. When the stomach senses the right stimulus, it sends a message downstream telling the colon to prepare for organized movement. The colon then relaxes in some areas and contracts in others, creating a wave that moves contents forward smoothly. When the system works properly, bowel movements feel natural and complete. When it does not, stool can sit still for long periods, gas becomes trapped, and movements feel weak or incomplete. As the body ages, several subtle but important changes occur. Nerve sensitivity declines, meaning signals from the brain to the gut become weaker and slower. Muscle coordination in the colon becomes less precise, with more tendency towards spasm or tightness. The timing of digestive reflexes becomes less reliable. One of the most important reflexes affected is the gastrocolic reflex, which normally activates colon movement when the stomach is stimulated. After 50, this reflex often becomes muted or delayed. These changes explain why digestion becomes unpredictable. It is not because the colon is failing. It is because the signals that coordinate movement are no longer clear. Fiber is often recommended as the first solution for constipation, but in a sluggish system, it can backfire. Fiber adds bulk and absorbs water, increasing volume inside the colon. Without proper coordination, this added bulk increases pressure and gas without improving movement. Many people notice that fiber makes them feel more bloated or uncomfortable rather than relieved. This does not mean fiber is bad. It means fiber alone cannot fix a signaling problem. Adding bulk without restoring coordination is like adding more traffic to a road with broken lights. Stimulant laxatives work by artificially forcing the colon to contract. While this can produce a bowel movement, it bypasses the natural signaling system. Over time, repeated stimulation exhausts nerve endings and disrupts normal timing. The colon becomes less responsive, not more. Many people find themselves needing stronger doses or more frequent use to get the same effect. This creates dependency and often leads to cramping, urgency, and dehydration. Force creates short-term results at the cost of long-term function. Osmotic agents like magnesium draw water into the bowel, softening stool. While this can make stool easier to pass, it does not restore coordination. Many people experience loose stool without a sense of complete emptying. Over time, Reliance on these agents can weaken natural reflexes and worsen timing issues. Again, the underlying signal remains broken. The most important shift you can make is understanding that the colon responds to signals, not pressure. Imagine an orchestra without a conductor. Each musician may play loudly, but without coordination, the result is chaos. The digestive system works the same way. When the signaling system is restored, movement happens naturally. When it is ignored, no amount of force produces lasting results. The method you're learning today focuses entirely on restoring that signal. The gastrocolic reflex is the body's built-in mechanism for coordinating stomach activity with colon movement. When the stomach senses warmth and certain compounds in an empty state, it sends a message through the nervous system telling the colon to prepare for action. This reflex is strongest in the morning and weakest when food is already being digested. Age, stress, and chronic digestive strain weaken this reflex. Reactivating it gently is the foundation of this protocol. Warmth plays a key role in digestive signaling. Warm liquids relax, smooth muscle, and enhance nerve communication. Cold liquids can blunt reflexes and slow gastric emptying. This is one reason warm beverages are traditionally used to support digestion. In this method, warmth helps deliver a clear, calming signal to the nervous system. This method uses one carefully prepared glass of a natural combination designed to activate the gastrocolic reflex and restore coordination. It does not irritate the bowel, flush fluids, or create spasms. Instead, it sends a message the body understands. Many people notice internal movement within 10 to 20 minutes because the system is responding to a signal, not reacting to stress. Ginger has been extensively studied in functional gastroenterology. It is known as a prokinetic agent, meaning it supports organized movement in the digestive tract. Ginger improves gastric emptying and enhances upstream signaling, helping the stomach send a strong, clear message downstream. In simple terms, ginger tells the digestive system that it is time to begin coordinated activity. Peppermint works in a complementary way. It is a powerful antispasmodic that relaxes tight, smooth muscle in the intestines. By reducing clenching and spasm, peppermint allows movement to occur smoothly rather than in stops and starts. This relaxation is essential. Stimulation without relaxation can worsen resistance. Ginger initiates movement, and peppermint removes resistance. Together, they restore flow. This balance is what makes the method effective. Using only one component often fails because movement requires both initiation and coordination. To prepare the drink, use half a teaspoon of fresh grated ginger or a high-quality ginger powder in 1 pure peppermint tea bag. Bring 1 cup of water to a boil. Place the ginger and tea bag in a mug. Pour the hot water over them and immediately cover the mug. Covering is essential to trap the volatile oils. Allow the mixture to steep for 5 to 7 minutes. Remove the tea bag and sip the drink slowly over 5 to 10 minutes. This drink must be consumed on a truly empty stomach. First thing in the morning is ideal, or at least 2 to 3 hours after eating. Food in the stomach changes the signal and turns this from a targeted reflex activation into a general digestive task. Precision is what makes this work. Within 10 to 20 minutes, many people notice gentle gurgling, pressure shifting downward, gas moving, or a natural urge forming. These sensations are not painful. They indicate that coordination is returning. The nervous system is reactivating the migrating motor complex, which governs organized gut movement during fasting states. As coordinated peristalsis resumes, older stool detaches from the colon walls, trapped gas moves forward, and the rectum receives a more complete signal to empty. Many people experience a multi-stage bowel movement that feels satisfying rather than forced. This is a sign of restored function. Because this method does not pull water aggressively or force spasms, it avoids the dehydration and cramping associated with laxatives. The body remains in control of the process. Drinking the mixture too quickly, adding sugar or honey, consuming it with food, or Combining it with laxatives can all interfere with the signal. These actions confuse the nervous system and reduce effectiveness. After finishing the drink, remain seated upright for 15 to 20 minutes. Do not lie down. Gentle, slow breathing stimulates the vagus nerve and enhances relaxation. Gravity assists the natural downward progression of movement. This protocol directly addresses age-related changes. It strengthens weakened nerve signals, relaxes spastic muscles, and restores timing. That is why it often works when fiber and laxatives fail. The goal is not daily dependence. Most people can use this once daily for 2 to 3 days, observe their response, and then reduce use. Over time, the colon remembers its natural rhythm. When signaling is restored, digestion becomes more predictable. Bloating decreases. Movements feel more complete. Confidence returns because the body is working with you, not against you. A healthy colon does not respond to punishment. It responds to intelligent communication. When you stop forcing and start signaling, digestion becomes smooth and reliable again. If this approach resonates with you, stay with this channel and comment yes if you plan to try this method, because lasting digestive health begins with one clear, well-timed signal.